He's a rheumatologist, which is a doctor of last resorts, often brought in to solve the tricky cases that involve more than one system of the body, the nervous system and the circulatory system, for example. He's a medical detective, in other words, which is why when his son is arrested for shooting a presidential candidate, Paul convinces himself that this is a mystery that he can solve. And part of how he solves it is he puts together these case studies of other famous assassins, John Hinckley, Jared Loughner. He's looking for his son, trying to recognize him in these men's eyes. And so the book includes a series of chapters about these real-life cases. The day after Robert Kennedy was killed, conspiracy theories about his murder started to bubble up. His brother Jack had been shot 4 years earlier, and allegations had been flying for months about multiple shooters and railroad hobos and Cuban hit squads. Just 2 months before the RFK shooting, Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated. James Earl Ray had been captured, but no one was convinced he'd acted alone. Questions arose quickly. The gun taken off Sirhan was capable of firing 8 shots, but some witnesses swore there were at least 10 shots fired. Then there was the location of the wounds. Kennedy had been shot twice in the back at a spot just under his right shoulder blade. Both shots originated from a low angle, the bullets traveling upward. The third wound was to the back of the head, the bullet entering just under his right ear. But all witnesses put Sirhan in front of Kennedy, so how did he manage to shoot him in the back? Then there was the girl in the polka dot dress. Several witnesses had claimed to see her and a man exiting the hotel moments after Kennedy was shot. Sandra Serrano, a campaign worker who was sitting on a fire escape outside the Ambassador Hotel, recalls a girl in a polka dot dress running out of the hotel yelling, "We shot him." In medicine, we are taught to create a differential diagnosis, a laundry list of possible causes for the symptoms with which a patient presents. We are taught to organize a patient's history as chief complaint, associated symptoms, past medical history, relevant social data, past and current therapies. These criteria help us to diagnose illness, but every symptom a patient presents with is not necessarily connected to his underlying illness. Sometimes they are peripheral. The doctor's job is to review all the data and determine which symptoms are relevant and which are irrelevant. A kitchen full of people, men and women alike, a girl in a polka dot dress. She leaves the hotel with 2 men. Witnesses hear her yell, "We shot him," but it's possible that instead she said they shot him. What is relevant? What is irrelevant? To make the proper diagnosis, you must put aside your own prejudices. You do not, after all, fit the symptoms to the condition. You fit the condition to the symptoms. Your own beliefs are not an issue. Your ego is a question of science, of fact. The patient presents with a deadly illness. It is a determined and canny hider. Undiagnosed, the patient will die. He has already been hospitalized. His health is fading. There will be dead ends, scientific misdirects. New symptoms will appear. As his doctor, I cannot give up. The harder the disease is to diagnose, the harder I must work, the more creative I must become. This is how a good doctor becomes great. This is how I will discover the truth of what happened.